Welcome back, everyone. Ready to dive into something new.
Always. What are we looking at today?
Well, it's all about career stuff this time around, which I figure is something we can all relate to, right?
For sure. Who doesn't think about their career every now and again? What have we got?
So we were given this big stack of information about this platform called RoleCatcher. Have you heard of it?
RoleCatcher. Yeah, it rings a bell vaguely.
Oh, is that the job board?
Well, that's the thing. It's not just a job board. That's kind of what I found really interesting. It's more like, this whole career development toolkit.
Oh, okay. So it's a bit more in-depth than just seeing who's hiring. I'm intrigued. What kind of tools are we talking about?
All right, so get this. They break it down into plan, find, get. Plan, find, get.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. Simple, I like it. So it's about the whole journey, not just firing off applications. Tell me more.
Exactly. So the plan part really jumped out at me. They've got this thing called like a career compass.
Career compass. Huh.
Yep. And it's not just one of those like personality quiz things you see online. Yeah.
Right, right. So it's not just telling me I should be a florist because I like daisies.
Exactly. It's more about like, I don't know, uncovering potential paths you might not even know exist.
Oh, so it's about those hidden opportunities, like those niche roles that you might be perfect for, but never even knew to search for.
That's it. So for someone feeling a bit lost or like they've plateaued in their career, this could be like a game changer.
I see, I see. So you feed it your skills, your interests, and it maps out potential directions, highlighting maybe where you've got a competitive edge or where there's high demand.
That's what it seems like. It's like almost like having a GPS for your career, you
For
know?
GPS, I like that.
Hmm.
So less about blindly applying for every job under the sun, more about having a clear direction.
Right. And this ties into the find part too, because they have the job board integrated, but then it's also connected to networking tools so you can see who you know in those fields.
So it's like saying, hey, here's where you could excel. And oh, by the way, here are some people you could talk to who are already there. That's smart.
Right. It takes the guesswork and honestly the awkwardness out of networking.
For sure. Because cold emailing someone on LinkedIn is the worst.
The worst. So, okay, you've got your plan, you've identified some potential opportunities, but then comes the really scary part.
The applications, the interviews. Oh, God, the interviews.
Exactly. And that's where the whole get part comes in. They really seem to lean into AI for this stage.
Ah, so this is where things get really interesting. Everyone's talking about AI these days. What have they got?
Well, first up, they have an AI-powered CV and resume builder.
Okay, so not just those generic templates where you plug in your info. What makes it different?
So, from what I gather, their AI actually analyzes job descriptions. It pulls out the relevant keywords, the skills they're looking for, and then it helps you tailor your application to match.
So it's like having a secret weapon to get past those applicant tracking systems.
Right. It's like how many times have you sent out a resume and just dot crickets?
Oh, too many times. It's a black hole out there.
This could be the thing that changes that, you
Yeah.
know?
I can see why they call it RoleCatcher, but it's not all about the tech, right? There's still a human element to all this.
Oh, absolutely. They have a ton of stuff on interview prep, too. Thousands of practice questions, tips on body language, all that good stuff.
It's like they've thought of everything. This is really impressive stuff.
It is. And they have this really cool tool for interview practice that I want to tell you all about after the break. It blew my mind. So before the break, we were talking about RoleCatcher and this wild AI tool they have for interview practice.
Oh, yeah, that's the one where you record yourself answering questions, right? Sounded pretty intense.
Okay, so you actually upload a video of yourself, like doing a mock interview, and then their AI analyzes it.
Analyzes it. Like, how? Is it judging my outfit or something?
Well, not your outfit, thankfully, but it looks at your body language, your tone of voice. It even checks to see if you're, like, getting your point across clearly.
Wow, that's pretty in-depth.
Yeah,
I could see how that would be useful, though. I mean, I know I get kind of fidgety in interviews.
right. And sometimes you don't realize you're doing something like twirling your hair or whatever until someone points it out. But having this AI give you feedback, that's like next level self-awareness.
Totally. So it's not just about finding the right answers to the interview questions. It's about how you're presenting yourself, the whole package.
Exactly. And isn't that what they say? Like 90% of communication is nonverbal or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But okay, hold on. I got to ask. This all sounds super high-tech and futuristic.
Yeah.
Is RoleCatcher just for, like, techies? What about people who aren't, coding whizzes or whatever?
Oh, that's a good point. But from what I've seen, they've got resources for a ton of different industries. Remember that whole career compass thing we were talking about? It's about finding those hidden opportunities in any field, really.
True, true. And I guess even if you're not in a super tech-heavy field, AI is becoming more and more prevalent in hiring processes, right?
Mm,
So knowing how to navigate that is helpful no matter what.
for sure. And speaking of navigating, remember how we were impressed with how detailed that crop production worker career guide
Oh,
was?
yeah, yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Super in-depth.
Well, it got me thinking. I feel like that guide is actually relevant to people at different stages of their career, not just someone just starting out.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah.
I see what you mean. So, like, even if you're already working in agriculture, maybe you're aiming for a management role or something, that guide could still be super helpful.
Totally, because they break down those different career stages, right? So
Yeah.
you can see, okay, to get to that management level, here are the skills I need to develop. Here's the kind of experience that's valuable.
Yeah, like having a roadmap, basically. You can see the trajectory of that career path, where you are now and where you want to go.
Exactly. And I think that's what's so cool about all of this is that it's not just about finding a job, period. It's about taking control of your career, having a plan, and being prepared for those next steps.
And I think for our listener, who is all about that lifelong learning mindset, this is right up their alley. It's like you're not just applying for jobs, you're investing in yourself, in your future.
I love that. It's empowering. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the AI stuff, the career planning, all of that. But what about the actual, like, human connection part of the job search?
Oh, right, because you can't just rely on algorithms to get you hired.
Right.
Right. Networking is still key.
It's everything.
Hmm.
So how does RoleCatcher handle that aspect? Do they have, like, a dating app, but for networking? Swipe right on a potential mentor?
Okay, that would be kind of cool, but no, it's not a dating app, thankfully.
Hmm.
But they do have a whole system for, like, managing your network.
Managing your network. Okay, I need to hear more about this.
So it's like, you know how some people have those spreadsheets or whatever to keep track of who they've met, when they followed up, all of that?
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
This is like that, but way more sophisticated. It helps you organize your contacts, set reminders, even categorize people based on like their industry or how you know them. It's like a CRM, but for your career, you know?
Oh, I love that. So less about collecting LinkedIn connections and more about like actually nurturing those relationships.
Right, because at the end of the day, people hire people.
They do, they do. But even with the best network in the world, you still have to nail that interview.
Oh, tell me about it. Those nerves never really go away, do they?
Never, but that's why I'm so impressed with the amount of support RoleCatcher provides for interview prep. Like they really
Oh,
go
yeah.
above and beyond.
For sure. We talked about the practice questions and the AI feedback on your video, which is amazing. But is there anything else?
Well, this is the part that really blew my mind, and I think our listeners are going to love this. They've got this whole section, a whole section dedicated to like common interview questions.
Okay, so they've got the classics covered, like tell me about yourself and all that.
Yeah, they have those, but it's not just like, here's a list of questions and good luck. They actually break down how to answer them for different industries and job types.
So it's tailored to the specific role you're going for.
Exactly. So, like, let's say you're applying for a project management role. They'll have sample answers that focus on things like, I don't know, your organizational skills or your ability to meet deadlines.
Okay, that makes sense. It's all about speaking their language right,
Yeah.
showing them you understand the specific challenges of that role.
Exactly. And then they have this whole other section on like body language and presentation skills for interviews.
Okay, because we were just talking about how important that is. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it.
Right. So they have like tips on making eye contact, how to sit, even how to use hand gestures effectively.
Wow, they really do cover all the bases.
They do. And I feel like it goes back to what we were saying earlier about how RoleCatcher isn't just about like throwing a bunch of tech at the problem.
Yeah, they're really trying to empower people to put their best foot forward, whether it's through AI-powered tools or just like solid advice and resources.
It's like they've combined the best of both worlds.
I think that's a great way to put it. It's tech meets human ingenuity.
Exactly. So, for our listener out there who's always eager to learn and level up their skills, I have a feeling they're going to be checking out RoleCatcher after this.
I have a feeling you're right. I'm ready to sign up myself after hearing all of this.
Me too. It's like,
Yeah.
why didn't we know about this sooner, right?
Right. So to our listener, if you're ready to take control of your career journey and maybe, just maybe, have a little fun along the way,
Check out RoleCatcher and be sure to let us know what you think.
we love hearing from you. Until next time.